Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to blend gel pens. For this video, I'm actually going to be using glitter gel pens. So you can see they are super shiny. As a note, the brand does matter because not all gel pens are created equal. Some are drier, some flow better, and that's going to make a difference in your ability to do this blending. So let's just get straight to it. All right, so the first thing you want to start off with is a blank piece of paper, which this one is not blank, but it's blank enough. And then you want to pick your colors. So there's a few things that I do when it comes to picking colors. So you can always go with a lighter and darker version of a color. So like a light blue and a dark blue. You can also get colors that are right next to each other on the color wheel. In this case, we have a kind of like a light orange and a red. This kind of color's more like a yellow though. So these blend very well. And this is what I'm actually going to be using for this, is this sort of yellow and a pink, and these blend very, very well. So what I'll start off with is sort of like a petal shape like this. Not too big because I don't want to waste too much of the ink here. Just big enough to see whether or not it will blend well. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So this was actually an earlier one I did, but it's okay. So you want to start off with a light color, and then you're going to add in the dark one and sort of feather it up. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect because you can come in with the light color and just sort of blend the part where the two colors meet. And as you can see, it definitely blends well. It's a little hard to capture this on camera, but in person it looks fine. Okay, good. So that's the basic of that. Now I'm gonna set those aside. I'll show you with the blue. So we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna go ahead and make kind of a petal shape. So you start with a light color, then you go in with your dark color and just start feathering it up. These two don't really blend too well in my opinion. I think if it's a smaller space, you might do okay with it. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. That's probably the best one I've done so far with this color set. But regardless, this is your time to, you know, test to see whether or not the colors do blend well, because like I said, they don't always blend well, and you don't want a bunch of streaks. You just want it to be kind of like a seamless blending. So now I'm gonna go ahead and show you on the coloring page how I'm doing this. So what we're gonna do is fill it all in with a lighter color. And while it's still wet, you're going to come in with your darker color and just feather it up. It's going to be heavier on one end. And you'll come back and blend it in with the lighter color like that. And that one's pretty simple there. So again, we're going to go in with the light color, come in with the darker color on one side, feather it up. And that's basically it. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that on the rest of this. Honestly, even if you don't feather it up like I'm saying, it could be easy to blend. It really depends on the colors, how contrasty they are, I guess, and how well they flow. Like these I can have with this color combination anyways, it's not even really feathered, like there's a distinct line between the two, and I can still blend it where it doesn't look like a solid line. Let's see what that looks like. There you go, that looks really nice. So just for the sake of demonstration here, I'm actually going to do another set of colors on a larger area, this leaf right here, just to show you that it can be done. Again, I don't prefer to color larger areas like this with gel pens, just because it can get a little trickier and it's harder to blend and then they run out faster, etc., etc. But it is definitely possible to do blending with gel pens on a bigger area, probably not much bigger than this, but I'll go ahead and show you. So the two colors I'm going to be using for this are a green and kind of like a dark turquoise or teal. I'm not really sure what that is, but I can't stress this enough either, but it's really important to do some sort of color testing or test out the colors first on a piece of paper to make sure that they're going to work well, which I did before starting this part, but that's how they blend, and they blend very well. But I say that because just looking at the caps, it kind of looks like they might be the same darkness, but in reality they're not. And it may also look like they wouldn't blend well, but they do. So that's why I highly recommend that. So we're gonna go ahead and color this in with the light color first. And I'm gonna start up at the top. The reason for that is that I want this part to be darker. Now the blending needs to occur ideally when the ink is still wet. So I'm gonna start up here because it's fine if this dries. So that's not where the blending is gonna occur. Okay, so now we've colored that in. We're gonna come in with our dark color, and we're just going to outline where I want it to be dark, feather it up a bit. you can just repeat this process, you know, just add a bit more to the dark part, come back, blend it again until you get that blended, contrasty look, however it is that, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. I think that's looking pretty good. Let's try to get it not so shiny so you can see what it looks like. Okay, yeah, so you can see it's a bit darker up here. It gets a little bit lighter. I think I may want to add a little bit more of this here. Kind of like that a little bit more. I don't know if you can see that contrast there, but it's definitely darker where I wanted it to be. So, and finally, just to show you another shape that can be colored in and blended like this. Let's actually do this smaller one, for example. So this is a circular shape versus the other shape we did, which was kind of like a petal or a leaf shape. So for this one, you'll just color it all in like so. You actually don't even have to be perfect about this. You're gonna go back over it in just a moment with the lighter color. So you wanna do this. Sometimes I do a few little dots just so it blends. Then you come back in with your light color and just blend it all together like that. And then you get kind of a lighter center, kind of an orangey outer part of it. I'll actually just go ahead and do this bigger one just to show you again. So again, you can color it in like so. I'm realizing after the fact, you can do it heavier in the center, and then just kind of like lighten it up as you go out towards the edges. And come in with your darker color. And again, you want to kind of work fast here because you want to work while the ink is wet. Okay? And you can just kind of do that. And then you go back over it with your lighter color and just work your way back to the center until it looks like it is blended. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Okay, there we go. I like that. I hope you enjoyed that video and I hope you learned something new. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more of this, be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much.